Next time you're found with your chin on the ground, a lot to be learned. So look around.
It's still Negro, homie.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Man, I was gathering myself and I was taking a shower and I was standing, looking in the mirror, saying, "Damn," to myself. I mean, I should have known that like this day would come that my girl, that she'd find somebody else. All the things that I took her through, shit. I mean, I shouldn't even lasted this fucking long. Now I'm at the telephone booth and I'm like Erica Badu, I'm calling Tyrone. Because I mean, when she's done with all of my BS that I put her through, no matter how I beg, it ain't nothing that I can do about it. Like nothing. It's like she just ran out of love. No matter what I say. And then it's like it's too late to even talk about it. Let me tell you how it goes, all right? So I used to make love to this girl daily. Daily, right? When night fell, the same. And anytime that she would hurt, I could feel the pain. And like if I had $1, it was hers. Even when we go out, I fronted the bill, right? But now, when the up is down and silence is a sound, I heard it too many times. I mean, shit, now I can't even come around, man. What you got?
What's that, R. Kelly?
Yeah,
R.
yeah.
Kelly.
What is it?
I don't know the song, but that's R. Kelly for sure. I don't know the...
What's the song?
I don't know the name of the song. That's R. Kelly for sure, though.
When a woman's fed up.
Oh, okay.
When a woman's fed up. Man, so I was on... Did you get it at all there? Were you close?
Well...
I saw you mouthing it.
Lyrics, yeah, because some of the lyrics sound familiar, but I just couldn't place a voice in my head. I'm like, who is that? The lyrics.
I said, I've heard that before.
I'm like, hold up.
Like I was all in his head, right?
Yeah.
Like he knew. What did he know that I did? What was crazy though is as I was looking through lyrics,
Yeah.
I found what did I find? I found just going through all R. Kelly's songs. Mm. Boy, hit after hit after hit after hit. I was on like 40 songs, and it wasn't a bad song yet.
Oh damn, that's R. Kelly for you though. That's R. Kelly for you, bro.
Have you canceled him? You listen to him still?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. I got to though. You ain't do nothing to me. You ain't do.
That's so insensitive. You're such a jerk.
He ain't do nothing. He ain't touch me. Shit. No.
Quit talking. Darius, how about you? You still listen to R. Kelly, man?
Listen, I'm sorry.
Darius, you know you be listening to R. Kelly. Bro.
I was gonna say, listen, he had too many bangers. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, hey, listen, I'm not playing it in public. So how am I hurting anybody's feelings if it's, in my headphones or in my house?
You be at the gym listening to some Fiesta. That's what it be.
Boom, boom, boom. No offense to anybody out there with this R. Kelly thing. Anyone that's going through any situations,
right,
or that have been hurt or abused, as R. Kelly has done others, we completely understand. We don't understand. We feel sorry about the situation, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about music. We're talking about jam. But that was R. Kelly. When a Woman's Fed Up. And again, I've said this before. If R. Kelly was in a versus, nobody would touch him. Who you got? Who you think?
I mean, I don't know if they'd be able to touch him, but you got Usher out there too, though. You know what I'm saying? Usher, man, he might not be able to beat him, but he'll give him a run for his money, dog.
You just wanted to say a name. You just wanted to say a name. You don't have to throw a name out there. Like you could literally just be like nobody.
Justin Timberlake too. Shit,
What?
Anyway, so back to the show.
We about to boot.
Yeah. Let's get back to this whole show, man. So anyway, man, once again, thank y'all for tuning in to Socially Responsible, the podcast. That is IRSPNSBL. I'm saying that real fast. Let me slow it down. IRSPNSBL, the podcast. That is Socially Responsible. And we're here to welcome you heathens, which is the people who listen to the show. The heathens. This is a safe space for communication where we're here to make you uncomfortable. We're here to have that real hard conversation by talking our shit and promoting thought, growth, understanding, and most importantly, like I said, the conversation. If you ever want to join the conversation, please feel free to call us 210-706-0619. I gotta look at the board. I don't remember none of this stuff. But yeah, please join. If you're watching us, please on YouTube, subscribe. If you love what we're talking about, which you should and you will, please share it. If you're on Facebook, like, follow. And also, whatever platform you're on, comment. This is going to be a normal show that we have. So again, if you are watching us live, we're here. We normally come in Saturdays. On the weekends, we are doing an impromptu late show. That is, what is today? Tuesday. On Tuesday. So we're doing a late show for you guys, just so we can get one in, because we're going to try to change some stuff up. And then football happened.
The season is upon us.
Yeah, so we kind of had to do some things for week one. Yes, we listen to R. Kelly and we watch NFL football. So we're horrible black men. We're the worst. But yeah, so that's what we did. Also, like I said, we're also on our DSPs. That's our digital streaming platforms. That is going to be our Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, anywhere that you can stream podcasts. We're on there. Again, Socially Irresponsible, IRSPNSBL, the podcast. Check us out. Look us up. As you can see, I am Damien, a.k.a. Maverick, the Devil's Advocate. Right next to me, we got
somebody.
Say your name, Marcel. Go ahead.
It's your boy Marcel, man. Here to make y'all uncomfortable for the night. See how this goes. We got a nice little subject for y'all. All right.
What's good, my righteous brothers and sisters? I am not calling y'all heathens because some of y'all are covered, right? Some of y'all are covered. What's good, people? This is Darius, a.k.a. D-Man. What's good? Let's get it popping.
Let's go.
So, tonight we got a kind of touchy subject, and
what you about to do?
It's I guess I'll go from my perspective about this and let y'all kind of run with it. So, I had this situation back when I was like 17. Long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, a while ago, prehistoric. Yeah, I was dating this girl or whatever, and we ended up breaking up. You know, that first love, it's like you tore up, you emotional, you all up in your feelings and stuff, right?
So she was fed up.
Yeah, she was tired. She was running out of love. Ran out of love on my ass. She ran on my ass. Nah. So you know, me being young, not going through that actually going through that for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I met her at the we bumped into each other at the movie. She was with a whole nother dude. Like I was sick. I ain't gonna lie.
Was it a long time after y'all?
Bro, like a month. I was sick. Like, oh hell nah.
She sprinted out of love on this,
Bro. It was raining outside and shit.
already ready.
She was gone.
Go. Left by us. So like, you know, me peeping there, I see that I'm with my homies and shit. They like basically they jonesing hard. They was going in on me. I'm like, bro, fuck this. I'm finna go do something about it. You know, so I'm fired up, gassed up behind them. So me and dude get into it. That dude she was with, I ended up firing on him and everything. Like it was bad.
You ended up firing on him?
Yeah, all right, like punching him.
Oh, okay,
You know?
okay.
Wait.
So you just walked in.
I shot him. Nah, I'm just.
So hold up.
What did he do?
You just walked up to the homie.
Man, I was caught up in my emotions.
Listen, brother, that is some emotional immaturity. That is some BS, bro. That is like no kind of emotional intelligence.
What is that?
What type of
What is the
feminine ass
what type? Nah, here we go.
explanation is that? So, you're emotionally intelligent. Sir. What the
My
hell?
emotional IQ is very low.
Yeah.
What is this?
So come on, y'all don't know what emotional intelligence. Okay, look. All right, so emotional. I'm gonna read this description.
Oh, you got notes? You brought notes for this?
Just
This
to make
guy.
sure so nobody think I'm making this up.
This man got keynotes,
Googling
TED
ass boy.
TED Talks.
Emotional intelligence, otherwise known as emotional quotient or EQ, is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, and overcome challenges and diffuse conflict.
Well, you didn't diffuse shit actually on that one, sir.
Yeah, I actually
Probably cost it more.
I promoted it actually.
You were, yeah.
Had flyers and everything. I was promoting the hell out of that. But I guess in that situation, I definitely did not show a good example of emotional
Not at
intelligence.
all.
I was a emotional
None.
slow. No,
It's slow. I've been in a situation like that before, where I have been, I guess, if emotionally and unintelligent.
Or just say emotionally immature.
emotionally immature. All right.
Okay, so I was emotionally immature, as Darius says it, and it was a situation that I tried. I mean, I didn't control my emotions,
Right.
and I let my emotions get the best of me. But I mean, I don't know.
This sounds like a song right there.
When I'm fed up,
He's running out of love.
I'm running out of patience. Goddamn it! I'm running out of a whole bunch of patience. So let's talk about this emotional intelligence or emotionally intelligence.
I mean, what would be the concrete definition behind that? I guess you would say, as far as the book, you know, the actual definition. We all know that, right?
Well, I've always felt that woman. When you talk about emotions, I always felt like that was more of a woman conversation. I don't think because so Jordan Patterson, I forgot his name, his last name started P. But anyway, he always talks about masculine order and feminine chaos, and he describes that as masculine order because men are very logical. So with logic comes order. Women being very emotional, so with emotions comes chaos, and I believe in that wholeheartely when it talks about that. Now, it doesn't mean that men don't have emotions and we can't trip with our emotions, but it also doesn't mean that women are not we understand women are very emotional,
Right.
and I think women have a very hard time having what I guess you're trying to describe as emotional intelligence.
Well, I'm going to say that I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think that because they are more emotional makes them less emotionally intelligent. Matter of fact, chances are it could make them more emotionally intelligent because they're used to being in there experiencing emotions, whereas we are always squishing or dumbing down our emotions.
Okay.
And so when it's time to react, we overreact in our wrong way. So there's give and take on both sides. You can be overly emotional or not emotional enough.
Kind of too nonchalant.
Exactly. Too nonchalant. So,
I'm very
I don't think
nonchalant about shit.
Yeah, you are though.
we ain't arguing with you on that.
You definitely are. House could be on fire. Oh, well, let's just walk out, guys. Let's go.
I paid my insurance this month. We're good. We're gonna go shopping next week.
Right.
Do you think you're emotionally intelligent, Darius?
I do now. I think, of course, it comes with experience and doing a lot of self-reflection.
Okay.
Kind of comes with the territory. I'm gonna say just like, I didn't do anything dumb.
I went way too far.
but I've definitely done some stuff that you would definitely have to consider as like lacking of emotional intelligence. And a lot of times the way we will express is not always like an outward action. Sometimes it's just like not being able to handle your emotions or feeling secure in them. So a lot of cases, like you'll see men will just shut down.
Right.
And be quiet, instead of, expressing what they're feeling. And sometimes that's because they don't know how to.
Sometimes I feel like in certain situations, they may feel like they're not, allowed to. Like you said, like it's almost like they don't know how to properly do it, like express themselves, whether it be happy, sad, angry, most of the time angry, because it's almost like that's threatening to most people if you don't know how to control your emotions. And I think that all plays a part in the emotional intelligence. I think it mainly starts off with like self-awareness. Honestly, you have to be aware of how you're feeling and how you should react to calm yourself down or to think clearly in those moments. And that's hard for most people, so.
Yeah. So I'm randomly Googled some things, and it has something signs that you are emotionally intelligent, right? So I'm gonna read this off.
The signs, they got signs. Okay.
Yeah, they got signs, right? So one, you have a robust emotional vocabulary. I read the word robust and I said it properly, so I think I have a really good emotional vocabulary.
Actually, you said robust, but
Robust.
let it go.
Oh, sorry. Emotionally unintelligent. There you go. There you have it. Right.
Shot down. Nah.
Yeah, I lied. I ain't shit. So having a robust emotional vocabulary.
Right.
I guess that is being able to identify what your emotions are. One thing that I've always said when it comes to men, I think Darius shot me down on this, is that a lot of men, a lot of people only identify anger as an emotion. Right. A lot of people get a feeling of jealousy and boom, it's anger. They feel insecure. Boom, it's anger. They feel unconfident and boom, it's anger, or just shutting down.
Yeah.
So outside of anger and shutting down, there's a whole lot of emotions that exist out there. So having that robust vocabulary, understanding the emotion that you're actually experiencing and going with that and understanding it and living and dwelling on that feeling and conquering it is kind of, I guess, where we're at. How do you feel about y'all?
So basically we've kind of used two terms interchangeably here, right? And you're kind of getting to it. There's emotional intelligence and then there's emotional maturity. So emotional intelligence is knowing about emotions, being able to identify your emotions and other people's emotions, right? And understanding where that comes from. But maturity is being able to apply that knowledge. So it's the ability to be able to say, okay, look, I identify that I'm angry right now, but it doesn't mean that I have to act out in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's being mature.
So one would be, if I could understand, one would be the knowledge of it. The other one would be applying the knowledge
of it.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So go ahead.
Oh no. So I'm just saying, like in the case where you were saying about someone being angry or jealous, there's, recognizing that you're feeling some type of way, some jealousy, anger, and realizing, okay, look, I am feeling a certain way, but I don't have to allow my emotions to control my actions.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
That would be
Well, it's just saying that, what is it? A man's anger can be enough to cook the food or burn down the house. I've never heard. Have y'all heard that? I've never heard that. Maybe I said it wrong, but it's something like that.
Yeah, you fucked that up.
Is that the man or the woman?
It's-
That sounds so much like the woman, don't it?
It was such a sex.
Like how many men burning down house? Like
I mean, yeah, because we all know how
I'm
to
always
cook. We
hearing
all
about
women.
women.
No, I'm just one.
Lisa left eye.
What are y'all doing right now? what is going? What are y'all?
What?
Sheesh. Yeah, no. What the hell? You're curious about people. That's another sign. Sign number 2. You're curious about people.
As far as their emotions,
About
or just
showing
in
that
general?
you have emotional intelligence. The sign that you're curious. And I like that one. I posted something on Facebook, and Darius, I know you responded on it. And it's like, we don't ask why anymore. Like when something happens, we automatically place our own story onto whatever happened. And we don't ask other people why they did what they did or what made them do this and try to understand from their perspective.
Right.
Like I've always said, I don't need to agree with why you did it. But if I understand why you did it, it might make sense as into why even I would have done it a different way. But I understand why you did it, and it makes sense, and I'm cool with it.
Yeah, it's just getting other people's perspectives on certain situations, because like everybody's different. Everybody has a different response and a different reaction to certain situations. So like, I think getting that insight from other people, depending on the circumstance, will definitely plays a part in that.
But here's the question: Why do you think people don't want to do that? Why do you think people don't want to ask the why question? Why do you think they don't want to know why somebody did what they did? And the reason I bring it up, because I'm sure y'all heard about red flags. Like we hear about red flags all the time,
bring
right?
that up, yeah.
Yeah, so we hear about that all the time. And usually what a red flag is someone's experience about something that someone has done or something that they've experienced from someone. And so a lot of times what people will do is say, okay, next time I see someone do that, that's going to be a red flag for me, and they're going to react in a certain way, as opposed to saying, okay, wait a minute. Why did that person do that? Because they may be doing whatever it is that they're doing for a totally different reason than the experience you had with the other person. But we don't want to ask the why. So why do y'all think that is?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I feel like it's more so, just kind of speaking from experience, I think it's more so of a defense mechanism that people create for themselves, as far as like trying to guard their emotions from being like, or their ego from being damaged or hurt or anything, especially from a man's perspective. Like you want to like be in a situation, you don't want to be in a situation where somebody's like pinpointing something that you're like not doing well in, especially with your emotions or like your thought process or something like that. That's something that becomes very defensive for most men. So like I definitely think it's something that we do as far as like not asking the why question to avoid being in a position where we feel like our ego's on the line.
See, I'm actually different when it comes to that. Unfortunately, like I ask the why. I ask the shit out of the why, right? Yeah. Because it matters to me. And that's it. Like I'm not nosy, but I understand. So growing up, I didn't grow up with my mother at all. I remember meeting my mom for the first time. I was 6 years old, which is weird, right? So she was in the Navy. She was in Hawaii. My aunt raised me my younger years, right? Mm-hmm. So I would fold up towels, and I would find myself folding up towels differently than my mother would. And my mom would hate that. She would get mad at me, right? Mm-hmm. And I realized that we all, like from that, in that situation, I'll get my ass, like she would really get upset, right? Mm-hmm. So I realized that we all do the same thing for different reasons. And it's not a wrong and a right way. It's just my way and your way. Yeah. So I washed clothes different than my mother. I separated them different. I washed dishes, but I've learned from somebody else. And it's weird because normally you growing up with your parent in that one household, you do everything like your parents do because they're the one that taught you. Yeah. But now I wasn't in a situation like that. So now I'm living with this stranger, aka my mother, and I'm realizing that
like stuff is different.
Yeah. And now I'm getting in trouble because now I'm she's reteaching me things that I already know. Yeah. So I don't know. It was a hassle. Yeah.
So I also want to be clear with this about the whole red flag thing, because I want people to understand. But I'm not saying like if a dude comes up to you and he's trying to smack you around and he's shaking and trying to choke, you don't need to be asking why. You need to just get rid of his butt, get out.
What's going on?
Yeah. That is not what I'm saying. So I just want to be clear on that, So
You went straight to the extreme. This nigga just, if this dude just kicked you in your fronts.
It was just one drink. No.
So you know your strengths and your weaknesses.
Right.
That's another sign of emotional intelligence. I'll speak on that real quick. I think that's the most important. I think people are, and I always say this as well, people will enjoy a beautiful lie, but they'll hate an ugly truth, right? Mm-hmm. People will accept beautiful lies about themselves, right? Someone that could be very unattractive, like, hey, what's up, gorgeous? Oh, you brighten their day. knowing they're looking like Medusa and Whoopi and Lil Wayne all in one. But if you call that individual beautiful, knowing that it's not true, you're brightening their day, right? But if you tell that same person who the world knows that they're unattractive and call them ugly, now all of a sudden their feelings are hurt.
Yeah, because you're bringing the truth to the light.
Right? But that's the thing. Like in life, we have to understand our weaknesses and our strengths.
Wait, hold up.
No.
No. But I need to. I'm gonna wait for you to. I'm trying to see how this ties back. I'm waiting.
We could be very technical, but that's kind of what it is. Just like in sports, you have to understand what you're good at and what you're not. If you don't understand what you're good at, you're not gonna ever get better at it.
I don't think when it talks about strength and weaknesses, that is talking about that though. Like,
but why not?
Because to call some wait. To call someone's quote unquote unattractiveness a weakness, or them not being able to handle the idea.
So are we going to
that
pretend like being unattractive is not a weakness?
Unattractive, or it's not.
Nah, all right.
In society, we're going to really pretend like it's not.
It's not a strength.
It is in a sense, because you honestly being unattractive will stop you from having opportunities with certain things. Like a dude that
dating,
you got two exactly. The main thing, right? You got a dude, if he has two options, he's not gonna choose the ugly girl over the pretty girl. Obviously,
put it like this: let's not use ugliness unless we use little penis. All right, little penis. So if you have hold on, let me finish. Hear me out. Let me hear me out.
Oh hell no.
So if a woman is like, hey, knowing you have a little penis, and a woman is like, hey, look at that monster you have down there, and you're like, oh yeah, thank you, baby. And then if she's like, hey, look, you little dick bastard. You be like, hold on. Let me finish. You be like,
go get the
what
strap.
are you talking about? Whoa. But this is the thing though. So, but listen, statistically, right? 2 out of 3 men, right, have small penises, and statistically,
don't wanna be in
no. And statistically, right, out of those 2, one of them. Hold on. And statistically, out of those 2, one of them. Hold on, let me finish. And statistically, out of those 2, one of them don't know how to stroke well, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, world, I want y'all to meet my 2 co-hosts. We have Darius. And Marcel.
It's a fourth person in here.
I need because that again is not a weakness.
It's a fourth person.
Listen,
so you're saying having a little penis is not a weakness?
Hold on, wait. I need the audience. If y'all are watching the show, I need y'all to I'm trying to find the right word, and I need y'all to tell me what it is. But that is not a weakness. That's not the beauty and unattractiveness, or however you want, is not a strength or weakness. I can't think of the word for it right now.
Once again, you're being very technical. You know it exactly.
Well, I'm being me.
That's a physical. I feel like any type of physical attribute can be a weakness. Honestly, I mean, being ugly and having a small penis.
But wait. If beauty's in the eyes of the beholder,
who's to say who's ugly?
Yeah, who's to say? I mean,
the person that called you ugly. You may,
So then sometimes you're strong and sometimes you're weak.
Again, why are you doing this?
No, wait.
It all circles back to emotional.
Like you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so is being fat a weakness?
Yes.
No, that's not a weakness. I'm telling. We're using the wrong adjectives here. That is.
But you understand the point.
It's a challenge. That's what you want to say. Is it a challenge? Is being fat a challenge?
It can be to them. It can be.
You're one of those people, huh? You're one of those people, right?
I guess. Listen. All right. I'm not even. Y'all chime in because I need some help. I know.
No, actually, you don't need help.
No.
That wasn't even the
give
point
me
of the
a comment.
conversation. I was totally just throwing some out there, just being silly. This is our strengths and weaknesses, and everyone understands what is meant by strength and weaknesses. You're like, geez, Darius. So next one, you're a good judge of character. That's another, I guess, looking at other people, being a good judge of character. You're difficult to offend. I think we just offended Darius when we said ugliness.
I ain't ugly, motherfucker.
Yeah, god damn.
I am not the ugliest one at this table.
So once again, y'all, I want to introduce y'all to my two co-hosts. We have Marcel and Darius.
Oh boy.
Jeez.
right,
Difficult
let's
to
move on.
offend. You let go of mistakes. Now, see, I'm really big at letting go of mistakes, right? But again, it comes off as if I don't give a fuck that I made the mistake.
Are you okay with letting go of mistakes that other people have made towards you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay.
So
with it.
you forgive them instantly. You don't hold no grudges. I feel like everybody holds some type of judgment or grudge at some point, at some level. There's no way you just like, oh, okay, it happened, whatever.
No, and the reason why, in all honesty, is because I've made a lot of mistakes and I want people to forgive me, right?
Yeah.
And like, I'll be mad at you for the time being. I forgot who said this, but someone said you don't have a bad day, you just have a bad moment, right? So I don't want to let a bad moment ruin my whole day. So I'll be pissed off at you about the situation as it happens. But afterwards, like, let's kick it, let's go. So I'm not gonna let it be. And like, people make mistakes, and I'm the one that makes a lot of mistakes as well. So because of that, I'm very forgiving for others. Yeah, and it's probably a very selfish reason, but that's my reason behind it.
No, it makes sense. I mean, because think about it. Unforgiveness doesn't affect the other person.
Yeah.
It affects you.
Yeah.
So you got to get past it if you want to stay healthy, if you want to get on top of the situation. If you just stay mad at someone, stay angry, it is doing nothing to them. It's just making your day worse.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
The next one is you don't hold grudges, which we kind of touched on that. Yeah. Let me see. You neutralize toxic people. I don't do that.
When you say neutralize, you mean just kind of like dismissing them from your presence?
It's a whole paragraph that explains it that I'm not reading right now. Yeah. So I guess we could pretend like we know what they're talking about. So neutralizing toxic people. What
the poison out the system?
I don't know. I rather enjoy toxic people, to be completely honest with you. They're kind of interesting and fun. I distance myself from them after a while. I enjoy them for what they need to be enjoyed for, and then after that, it's like, okay, that was enough. But then I also don't let them affect me. You know what I mean? I don't take that shit home with me.
Yeah, I want to take that risk. Man. I don't know about that.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think I'm probably a toxic person. If you really,
I'm pretty sure people. I'm toxic. I'm the same guy that be barking at women at the club. I'm pretty sure
I'm toxic as fuck. So I mean. Yeah,
that's very toxic.
Is that okay? I guess that I don't know. Would you describe that as toxic or just?
I mean, would you
toxic, rude, horrible, immature? There's a lot of adjectives you can use for that shit.
Right.
None of them are
good. Nah.
Yeah. The next one is you don't seek perfection. I seek perfection. I see.
Yeah, I can't agree with that. I do too. Yeah, I don't know about that part, but I mean, the rest of it sounds nice. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where they're losing me. I was like, God damn, I thought I was emotional.
So wait. Is this perfection in others and other things, or perfection in yourself?
Within yourself.
So there's a whole paragraph that I'm not going to read. Emotionally intelligent people won't seek perfection as their target. Because they know that it doesn't exist. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. I don't seek perfection. I'm okay with mistakes, right? I want to be better than I was yesterday. And then when someone does something, okay, so I don't seek perfection. I seek common sense. And one thing that I've learned is that common sense is not common to everyone, and that is so fucking frustrating.
Yeah, and it used to make. I'm not gonna lie. Like this is a pet peeve of mine. Like if there's something that makes perfect sense to me, like it's like, all right, I get this without a doubt, like simple explanation, whatever, and then other people don't get it, and it's hard for them to understand. That irritates me.
You dumb fuck.
Yeah, like I don't.
E equals MC squared.
That's so Put the shit and nah.
No, that's where I'm at. So I mean, I don't seek perfection at all. But like when it comes to like simplicity, like oh man, if you can't get it, I'm about to slap the shit out of you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I get livid, bro. Like what the hell?
You disconnect. That's another sign. And I know Darius, he's not connected at all. So.
Yeah, no, that I guarantee.
No, you're not. That's good though.
That's a trait of a lot of men, though. I think because we've kind of been coached to be that way, to not express feelings, and so you will just disconnect. Plus, it's just easier. You don't have to deal with conflict. You don't have to deal with the reality of whatever's going on around you. So you'll just disconnect. And that doesn't mean it's healthy or good, but it's what people will do.
I live in my head. And I tell people this all the time. Like I live in my head. I don't live out here with the rest of everyone because it just makes sense here. Like if y'all would know half of the shit that I think about on a daily basis,
we want to probably have to go in there with a whole
Constantly.
you'd have to wear like what's the name said, you'd have to wear a condom. It's very different. Okay. Like the shit that I think about in my head and the shit that goes on, and like if I could do half of the shit that I think about, I'd be completely locked up.
No, sure.
I'd be, but like
you have it, people. No,
but it just makes sense to me, right? And I think the reason why I'm so sane on Earth is because I could live crazy shit in my head. I don't play out the shit in reality, right?
Getting your rocks off in your head.
Yeah, but if you think about it, how many things have you thought of in your head that was like very like whoa? Like
I think everybody does.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I definitely have thoughts
That's
of
part
things
of
I
it,
will never actually do in reality.
Yeah,
I think that's part of being sane, knowing what things you can and cannot do. Like the insane person is the one that's going to like, oh well, if I'm thinking it, I'm doing it.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah,
you know how many random women I've had sex with?
Oh well, all right.
How we get here?
Like in my head, like you know how many random women I just had sex with.
Look at this librarian. I'm about to tear it up in my head. I'm about those books getting slammed tonight. Nah,
you know how many old people I've kicked down flights of stairs. So like you understand. You know how many strange. You know how many random kids in grocery stores I've whooped. Asses I've whooped.
Man, let me tell you.
Like you have to. You know how many people I beat up in rude encounters?
God.
Like I live in my head because it just makes sense to me. And I know I can't. I guess that's sanity, right? Knowing that you can't do it in real life, and then it's like I just have a whole. Oh, it's bad up there. Yeah, it's horrible. I think there's a couple more. Let's see what the other ones are. So this one says you limit your caffeine intake.
I mean
you're making that up.
Yeah,
that's not on there.
I read that one. It makes sense though because drinking excess amounts of caffeine triggers the relief of adrenaline. And adrenaline is a source of fight or flight response, a flight or fight mechanism, sidesteps rational thinking in favor of a fast response to ensure survival.
So energy drinks and coffee, if you drink a lot of that, you are emotionally unintelligent. Damn.
I mean, it makes sense.
So all them gym rats that I see in the gym knocking down energy drinks, and
they are emotionally unintelligent.
A bunch of idiots.
I mean, if you're doing it for like a boost of energy, I guess is cool. But if you do it like to live and survive, and then you're living off of caffeine response, not your own personal response.
Yeah, I think there's more going on in that case. Like if you're surviving off of that stuff to get through the day and get through your life, there's a lot more going on in you. Maybe you need to look into
some therapy,
checking into clinical depression or whatever, other things they need to be looking.
But if you're checked into clinical depression places, you're definitely not emotionally intelligent. So I mean, it makes sense, right? The next one, it says you don't get enough sleep. I mean, if you get enough sleep, of course you're emotionally intelligent, but of course your brain is a muscle, it needs oxygen, it needs sleep and rest.
Hold on, wait.
It makes sense.
Are these things? Are these things identifying emotional intelligence, or are they now listing things that you should do to be emotional intelligent? Like so, because with these last couple of things, now I'm saying, well, wait a minute. So if I don't think about getting rest,
you're emotionally unintelligent.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what?
No, I mean, again, being emotionally intelligent, as weird as it's going to, like you said, now it's going into like being healthy. But your brain is a muscle, right? So with your brain being a muscle, you have to work it out and challenge it and give it rest and exercise it, and you have to take care of it. So if you don't take care of it, you're going to make decisions based off emotion, right? You're going to make very unlogical decisions. So I mean, I guess it makes sense.
No, I mean, I get the premise. It just sounds like now it's listing things that you would do to protect your health and your brain so you'll be emotional. I wonder how many people, even, like my professionals that are psychologists and stuff, would list those last couple of things you said. Like if I would say, and they weren't listening to the show or whatever, and I say, hey, what kind of things does an emotional intelligent person do? I wonder how many of them would say, get a lot of rest.
I'm pretty sure.
Not drink caffeine.
Stop drinking those Red Bulls.
I don't know.
But see, I'm pretty sure any physician would say getting a lot of rest and eating properly will solve a lot of issues and will make you a brighter, sharper person. Like that's something I've always heard from doctors. I've never not heard a doctor say that. Like a therapist or psych ward type. No, I mean a doctor. And the last two things is you stop negative self-talk in its tracks, and you won't let anyone limit your joy.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I get that.
I want to read something. Our other co-host who is not here, TJ Merritt. No.
Relax. Taj.
I'm sorry.
Taj.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't. My bad. But he's out. He's cracking the books. He's being emotionally
responsible.
He's emotionally unavailable now.
Okay. But he says, I beg to differ. I think if you seek guidance or therapy for mental health, that is emotional intelligence, because you realize you need that help.
Nigga, knowing your strengths and weaknesses. We already talked about that, sir. But no, I'm just teasing them. But no. That is, and that's just about being self-aware. And we talked about it earlier. Self-awareness is one of the sign that you are emotionally intelligent. Definitely. So seeking help, of course, is a sign of being self-aware. So I agree with you 100% on that one, TJ.
Right on, TJ.
You had a question. So when we were sitting down, we're like figuring out some things to say, some random questions. What did you have for us?
So I came up with these 3 questions about emotional intelligence that ties into it very well. I guess one of them is, do you think your emotions are valid if your facts doesn't line up within the argument with your spouse or a friend? And is that a sign of being emotionally unintelligent?
Could you say that any longer?
I'm trying to break it down to you. I'm trying to give y'all a perfect.
That was breaking it down?
Yeah. You want me to say it long? Want me to say it the long way? No.
I thought that's what you just done.
Okay.
I just paraphrased. Nah.
Well, let's try one more again and paraphrase.
Okay, can you paraphrase your paraphrase?
All right. So, I guess basically, is your emotions valid? And I guess when it comes to the idea of having emotional intelligence, is your emotions in the middle of like an argument or a disagreement with someone valid?
So here's the truth. Emotions are always valid in that it's valid that a person feels a certain way about something. You can have the emotional intelligence or lack thereof has nothing to do with having an emotion. It has everything to do with how you react to your emotions, which we had stated earlier. So it's what you're doing when you have that emotion. So just because someone has a certain emotion about something doesn't mean that they're emotionally intelligent. It's how are they reacting. So in this case, what you're talking about, we're talking about now dealing with facts, and so there are people who, they'll have an emotion about something, but it's not always based on the facts because they have a perceived, notion about something that isn't really true. And so now they're reacting to things instead of just the fact. But it doesn't mean that them having emotion is invalid.
So that would mean, I guess that would be them being emotional and unintelligent. Their facts are, their emotions are correct because you're allowed to be emotional.
Right.
And I think we've talked about that earlier. Like emotions have nothing to do with facts.
Yeah.
Emotions aren't supposed to be logical. They're supposed to be emotions.
Well, no.
Sure.
I think we have to be careful with that when we say emotion has nothing to do with facts. And let me give you a perfect example. If a family member passed away and you're sad because your family member passed away, is your emotion not based on the fact that a family member passed away?
But you're basing
No. Answer the
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So my whole point is emotions doesn't always have to deal with facts, and that's what I'm saying. Emotion isn't based on facts, or they're invalid because you have a certain emotion. It's emotional intelligence is recognizing your emotions and why you have that emotion. Why are you responding that way to whatever? But it's not. But sometimes they're not always rooted in facts. So again, going back to what Marcel's trying to get at is you could be in a discussion, a debate, argument, whatever, with your spouse, your loved one, your partner, whatever, and you're feeling a certain way about something, but it had nothing to do with what really happened. So now here's my story. I get to tell us just a little bit.
Finally, it's not just me.
No, go ahead.
Who did you punch, D-Man?
Well, no. So I was dating a particular woman. Names will not be revealed for protection, but
I punched the bitch in the dick.
we were planning a date. We had planned that we were going to go out on this particular weekend on a Saturday. So she was like, "Hey, I'm going to hang out with my girl. You let me know what we're going to do, and we're going to do something later on that evening, right?" So I'm, Saturday comes, she's hanging out with a girl. I'm searching, looking into some different things. What's going on around San Antonio, right? What can we do? So then I'm texting her, sending her stuff. This, that. Later on that evening, so I'm not getting responses back though. And in my mind, I'm just thinking, okay, she's hanging with a girl. So that's why, right? Mm-hmm. So wasn't paying attention to my phone, went dead. So now I have to charge it back up. So it's charging. I'm off in my room talking to my son. I come back, go, okay, I got enough juice, turn it on. As soon as I turn it on, it's ringing. It's her. I answer the phone. She's like, Darius, what's going on? And I'm like, what do you mean what's going on? I'm chilling. Nothing. What's up? Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, I've been calling and you didn't answer. And I'm like, yeah, because I was charging my phone. I'm charging my phone, right? It went dead, so I'm charging my phone. No, I think something's going on. I'm like, now, what can I say? I'm trying to tell her, there is nothing going on. The phone went dead. So she's going, well, I thought we were supposed to be going out this weekend, and I didn't get anything from you. I'm like, I've been sending stuff all day. Suggestions, but how about this week? How about we do something, this and that and this? And she's like, I didn't get any of that. I'm like, but I've been sending them. So what she does is she takes a snapshot of her phone, sends it to me. She got nothing on her end. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I took a snapshot of mine, showed it to her. It's like, okay, I did send you all these things. So instead of her, going, oh, okay, there was technical issues for us both to recognize that, okay, you did send some stuff, but I just wasn't getting it. Whatever. She's still in her emotions about, no, there's something going on. And it's like, I don't know what to say anymore at this point. There's like nothing I can say.
You know what you could have said to fix all this? You could have been like, I have an Android. Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah, so what do I do again,
you
sir?
got green bubbles.
I quit. I'm done.
No. Well, you said real quick, because you said, I don't mean to cut you off, but you're talking about like logic, right?
Yeah.
And emotions and logic. I don't think emotions, and I think we've all said the same thing. I don't think emotions have to be valid, right? Emotions are going to just be emotions. They don't need to be logical. They can be, but they don't always have to be logical, right? They're just emotions. And again, how you handle it determines if you're emotionally intelligent or not. Just like you were saying a story we were talking about earlier. And your girl comes up to you and asks you if she looks good in this dress.
Oh,
Here we go.
Right?
that's another story.
Well,
I forgot about that one.
well,
I got this list. I got this list of things. No,
since you asked.
actually, that
since you
was
asked.
that was part of it. Actually, what actually happened is she comes up to me. She's like, "Hey," it was this girl I was talking to for like, I don't know, a couple months. We probably ain't even. I don't even know if we still talking.
No, this is long time.
Long time ago. Long time ago. She comes up to me. She's like, "Hey, we've been dating for a couple months. Is there anything that I could do better, or what can I do to, make this, more comfortable for you or whatever?" She's basically asking me like, what can we both do to make each other happier, I guess, whatever. And she was like, "Is there anything that I could do better?" And, most guys would have been like, "Oh no, you're great." No, but I was just like,
But
nah.
what did you do?
What I did was, "Hey, nah, I feel like you don't do what was it?" I was like, "Oh, I feel like you don't dress up enough when we go out and stuff like that." Started listing off a whole lot of like stuff. I'm just telling the truth. Just telling the truth.
He said, wait, excuse me, just come sit right here real quick. Let's talk.
I had a list. I had the yellow pages out that night. So,
Let's chat.
to make a long story short, she did not like that. So
yeah, you both get that. You both get in that.
definitely did not like
She
that.
set you up.
She asked the question. I asked her the truth, so I just told her the truth.
What was the other one you had? You had another good one.
Was it about the dress?
No, the question.
Oh.
He's over.
I got a lot of those. I guess society, as far as when it comes to emotional intelligence, do you feel like society allows women to be emotionally unintelligent because of the way they're treated and held to a lower standard than expected?
Well, come sit down right here, guys. I got this one. Yes. All right. And the reason why I say this is because women get the pass to be horrible people, right? And it's almost accepted. It's like when you talk about people are gossiping, right? We all know gossiping is bad, and I've said this several times before. Gossiping will kill a community. It will kill a team. Gossiping will destroy people, right?
And it could be a lie or the truth.
It's just a bad thing,
yeah.
right? But if you gossip, it's one of those things like, oh, you over there gossiping like a female. So it's almost like saying it's okay to gossip if you're a female.
Yeah.
It's giving them the pass to be
messy,
unperfect, or whatever. But it's something that we are not allowed to do.
Wait a minute. Wait. Is it though? So
yes, actually.
No. Your premise of what you're saying, I agree with. Like but what I'm saying is, like, when they say you're gossiping like a female, is it that they're giving women the pass, or they're saying you're doing the same dumb that they're doing? And we're not saying that that's good to do. We're not saying when a woman does it is acceptable. We're saying you're doing the same BS that women.
But then when women do it, you don't like it. It's
no, they talk about it though. They say, they like, I've never heard of anyone saying that it's okay for women to gossip. Like, I heard, like, in my experience, it's always been that that's the reason why you don't tell them stuff, because they gossip too much, or there's always the comparison to the woman, that lives in the community and she tells everybody's business. And it's not looked at as a good thing. It's looked at, man, don't tell, because she'll go out and blab your business.
But see, that's
but it's like you're in a sense, you're not checking it. It's you're like, when you allow something to happen, when you don't like when you don't prevent something from happening. What did Martin Luther King say, or whatever?
I had a dream. I don't. I don't.
That's a good one.
Better since I watched.
That's I wish I had a clap or something. That's a good one. That's a great one. He says if you're like, don't stand up for justice, or then you don't believe in, or something like that. If you
don't stand up for something, you fall for anything.
No, he didn't say that.
I don't think he said that. But
no. But it's one of those things like if you don't fight, if you don't stop it, then if you allow it to happen, then you're part of the problem, right? And that's kind of how it is. Like we'll check, because we'll check a dude for doing that shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you got some like a little you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Quit acting like a woman. You know what I mean? Quit acting like a woman.
Yeah.
But when a woman does it, we're not like, hey man, you shouldn't do this. This is very bad and
We'll get our
disrespectful.
heads ripped off.
You know what I mean? But it's not just about gossip. It's a lot of things that like go on. And I had a whole list once when I was talking about it before. But it's like we allow women in a sense to be, we give them that pass. You know what I mean? And like you said, I think society does it. But again, you can't talk bad about a woman. You can't call a woman fat. You can call a dude fat all the time, but you can't call, because it's body shaming if you say it to a woman.
Not Lizzo.
Body shaming. Don't say that. Don't say her name. But but if you call a dude fat, you know, that nigga's got to suck it up.
Yeah.
You call a man broke if you want to, but you can't really call a woman a broke woman. You can't really talk about a woman not taking care of their kids, but y'all talk about deadbeat dads
all the time
around every corner, right? And let's not act like there's not women out there that are not taking care of their kids, but we don't go there. We don't talk about that. You know what I mean? So when it comes to society, in a sense, as you're bringing up, is it something that
we allow
and give women a
as a
pass?
society.
I think so.
But now let's dig into the reason why.
Okay.
I see. I'm sorry. Sometimes
Emotionally
I hate
intelligent ass. Boy.
No, not even the emotional intelligence. Now I'm about
The
to
maturity.
I'm about to dig into men's into the brothers, because
Get
we're the
'em.
reason why the reason why women get away with a lot of stuff that they get away with
Vagina.
is because
Because
men we would think with our little d, our
Two
little
out of
head, you know.
2 out of 3.
Because you said 2 out of 3, so I'm saying right.
So once again, guys, meet my 2 co-hosts.
Right.
We got there.
Yeah, anyways, but we, always thinking with our little heads. So the thing is always, well, I'm gonna do and say whatever I need to do and say to make sure that I look good in the women's eyes, so I can get some. Yeah. So we won't challenge them because we're thinking about I'm trying to tap that later, so I'm not gonna.
I can't say all.
That's true.
I can't say all dudes are like that though.
He never said all dudes were like that. He said that's a
No,
problem.
I'm not. My bad. Let's rephrase that. I would say a low percentage of dudes are like that.
I would totally disagree with you.
Yeah, I
on that.
disagree.
Because it ain't never been a time where I was like, when a girl was wrong and I was just
we're talking about just you.
You're speaking. You are.
Yeah.
There's 7 billion people on this earth.
And 2
half
of
of
them are
that
doing that.
3.5 billion are men, and you're talking about what you do.
I just said it.
No.
I just don't
There's
see a lot.
3.5 billion men on this earth, and you're talking about what you do.
Maybe 3 of them are doing what D-Man was talking about.
You've heard you've heard the sayings "happy wife, happy life," right?
And I hate that. I hate that.
No, but as you hate it, that is a saying that you've heard before
For a
you were
reason.
born.
And
right?
you hear a lot of men saying it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Men live by that.
Yeah.
The wife never told the man that. He knew that before he ever got married.
What does that mean? A happy life.
What do you
happy
mean? What
wife?
does it mean?
Happy
I'm
life,
not
happy wife.
Happy wife, happy life.
Happy-
It means as long as you're doing whatever she likes and whatever, if you're catering to her, your life will be full of peace.
She won't
if
raise
you don't,
you hell.
yeah, exactly.
So
but
that's
if she don't get her way, then you're gonna catch hell. So it ain't about your
So
happiness.
are you scared
It's
of your
about
wife?
hers.
Did you
Are you
really?
scared of your
Did you
wife?
really not know what that means?
No, I'm just
Oh,
trying to
okay.
pick
I was
your
about to
brains.
say.
I was
No, it's a very simple saying though, and it makes sense. But that's how women move. Like it's not just a saying. That's a way of life for a lot of people out here, right?
I can't get jiggy with
Think about this. Jiggy. Have you ever heard of a man in a conversation and is like, "Oh, if you don't do this, you're not getting sex to a wife"?
Oh yeah.
Or have you ever heard a man be like, "If you don't do this, you're sleeping on the couch"?
Yep.
Men don't say this to women.
Yeah, you never hear it the other way around. If
Yeah.
she don't do something, she's sleeping on the couch.
She's sleeping
Like,
in
you
the
never
car.
hear
That's
that.
why.
Right.
And it's like, baby, I bought this house. I pay all the bills here, and you're telling me if I don't do this, I'm going to the couch? Like, I guess
I'll be in that bed tonight.
Sleeping in the kitchen at least. Huh?
you're just going to be upset sleeping right next to me. You're going to be mad.
'Cause I'm getting in that bed.
But that's the thing, though. So when it comes to different conversations and shit like that, two keep on falling out. When it comes to conversations like that, like it's that those are the passes that we give women, and it sucks. But again, Darius hit it right on the head when he talked about, men are the creators of this. I mean, again, you have women out here walking around that are threes thinking they're dimes, right? And it's like, there's a four out there, a four man treating this three woman like she's a whole queen, right? And it's like, I get queen, but you want to feel confidence about yourself, but it's like, we have to understand our strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah,
with our emotions as well.
Yeah, like you understand that's not what it's at. But in really, like, and it's funny because I hear people talk about this all the time. A lot of the women around here in San Antonio, we're here in San Antonio, Texas, guys. They make fun of a lot of the women out here, and they're like, if you were in Houston or Dallas, you'd be a whole two.
Definitely.
You think you're a bad woman out here in this city? You go to a real city.
I want to. I think you are definitely going to disagree with me on this, but I'm just going to say from my experience.
Hated it.
From my experience, I feel like the emotional intelligence piece is almost like for women, anyways. It's for men too. Like, but my experience is that the older the women are, the more emotional. Because I know quite a few women in my age group that I talk to them like, wow, they're pretty damn balanced. Like they're not out there like the stuff you see on social media.
Are they balanced compared to an expectation of someone in your age group, or are they balanced compared to someone that's 23 versus somebody that's 35? As far as emotional,
he said older woman.
Yeah, so 35 is not.
35 is older.
still
That's older to a 23-year-old.
Okay,
To a
listen, I ain't
23-year-old.
talking about.
Are you listening? You understand an older gentleman is speaking right now. So when he's speaking old,
All right, so
he's not talking.
Isn't that telling he thinks 35 is old? Like, what the hell?
and I'm
No.
30 and shit. I'm 30.
I still smell the Similac coming through your mic.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, wet behind
So
the
let me be a little bit clearer. Then let me say 45.
100. No.
All right.
This guy.
Yeah, but
Queen
45.
Elizabeth looking ass.
45 and above. I meet quite a few women that I would say do not display what we think of as being like this emotionally erratic kind of person. Like they pretty well balanced. So
They're
they're out there.
seasoned.
Y'all just got to get older.
They're calm. No. But see,
It comes with time, people. It comes with time.
but see, I think that because that's something that when we looked it up earlier, or when I looked it up, I feel that nobody is emotionally intelligent, which is common sense. We're not born with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Darius, I never thought about this before until you said it, but you're saying that women experience emotions more than men, so they understand them. So they may not start off being very intelligent when it comes to emotions, but they're going to be more emotionally intelligent before us because they actually
have more experience.
with
Right,
it. Because when we looked it up, it said that women mature emotionally.
Yes.
35, men
Yes,
at 43. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't make sense.
That's the-
But then as you said it, how the reason why they would, because they experience it more.
Right. They get a chance to practice and deal with it and
They have room for error.
well, I mean,
It's not that.
but they can identify it.
Yeah.
Whereas men, see, the thing is, lack of emotional response or emotional expression does not mean emotional intelligence. So a lot of times, and here's what I'm saying, because a lot of times we're sitting there trying to say logic and emotion, and women are more emotional and men are logic. But just because men are not expressing their emotion as much does not mean they're expressing emotional intelligence.
It means they're just shutting the fuck
They're
up.
just
shutting
exactly.
down.
They're
Yeah.
The more you shoot a shot,
So, yeah.
the better your shot is going to be.
Definitely.
Women, when it comes to emotions, they shoot the shit out that ball, right? So I guess that's why they'd be better at it. So I never thought of it like that until you said it like that. So that makes sense. A man doesn't really understand his first emotions until after his first divorce. That's when a man really understands what emotions are.
Yeah, like, oh shit.
That motherfucker.
She got the half.
What? Like we've been cool our whole life, and then we get a man gets that first divorce.
What got into him?
He ready to kill everybody. Breathe, sir.
Right.
But no. You had one more question, didn't you?
No, actually, it's not a question. I guess this is like a statement that kind of sums up the emotional intelligence kind of understanding for me, at least. It's the 3 factors that I think is required in order to have emotional intelligence, which are self-awareness, self-management, and social awareness. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to kind of touch on the social awareness. What do y'all think the idea of social awareness like consists of? What is a good example that you can say that is social awareness?
I would say when it comes to just being curious of others, that's what I would think would be social awareness, right? Mm. You're not only focused on me, you're focused on others as well. So just as you're aware of yourself, your strengths and weaknesses, you're also aware of the strengths and weaknesses of others. You're also curious as into the why of others. Mm. And it goes back to I don't know if it connects, but as I say that, in my head, red flags come up, like Darius brought up. But kind of go on a tangent real quick. It's not just red flags; it's also green flags. I think flags of any sort is the dumbest shit ever. You know, I don't believe in red flags, nor do I believe in green flags. Is this high five? Yeah. We'll do that.
Because I've been saying that forever.
And the reason being is because, again, what you eat doesn't make me shit, right? Yeah. So you can't base what you eat doesn't make me shit,
right?
So you can't base, what you do. You can't put your whatever on me, right? And even with green flags, right? Just because someone does the right things doesn't mean he's motivated for the right reasons.
Or her. Thank you.
Some people, it keeps on coming out. I broke it earlier. I miss it. I'll talk to y'all about it later. I had a whole show without it before. It's weird. Anyway, but it's just different people's motivation, and that's what it is. But women, ladies, okay, I'm putting you up on game, right? Niggas have been nice and respectful to y'all and treat you well and buy you stuff, and you think that they're doing it because they're this nice, decent dude. They're trying to get the draws. We're gonna be honest with you, okay? Oh, yeah, not every dude, right? But you can't think that because a guy does X, Y, and Z without knowing him, his character, and why he moves and why he's motivated how he is. You can't sit there and basically assume that he's doing this because he's this great person. 9 times out of 10, he's doing what he does to get what he wants. And that is the reason why y'all always talk about how you don't like meeting people's representative. And y'all let representatives fuck the shit out of y'all. And then you get mad when
the boss come in.
When Hector really shows, when Hector really shows up, like, oh my gosh, right. Hector, I didn't know you were like this.
You ain't got no problem with the secretary, but as soon as that mailman walked,
red flags. What happened?
That nigga was doing everything right. That's what he was doing. He green flagged the shit out that pussy. Green flagged you out them draws. That's what he did. Right. That's a good one, man. So I guess let's sum it up, man. Let's
awareness.
Let's be as I'm sorry to you, Darius. Let's just be as open and honest as we possibly can. Do you feel like you're emotionally intelligent, and do you feel like you exhibit emotional immaturity?
Oh, I definitely do. Because this is something I was aware of years ago. Like, I've learned and heard about emotional intelligence years ago. So, learning and understanding that, is something, I had the knowledge, the emotional intelligence, then, of course, takes time to practice it, to apply. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm perfect, as if I don't ever do emotional fucked up, but I do. But I'm aware of it.
But I think that's important, though, as you said that, Darius. Being emotionally intelligent doesn't mean you're perfect, right? Being emotionally mature doesn't mean you're always that. People slip, and that's part of being emotionally mature. Understanding, not seeking perfection. That was one of the signs.
Even being aware of your mistakes, as far as being emotionally intelligent. You could be emotionally intelligent and then on top of that be aware of like, dang, okay, in this situation I know I shouldn't have done this, but I did do it, so I need to acknowledge the fact that I did it and correct it.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so
Well, with that being said, do you feel like you're emotionally intelligent?
I honestly
Fuck no. You punched me at the movie theaters.
I am still, well, that's a long time ago, but I am still working on that. Honestly, like I'm not perfect. I'm far from that actually, but
We never asked if you were perfect. We asked if you're emotionally intelligent.
no. I would say up here say no. I am emotionally intelligent in training. I'm a trainee. I am a trainee.
Taj, are you emotionally intelligent, brother?
Is that what?
No, I'm asking him to see if he responds.
See if he responds. I believe I'm emotionally intelligent. This is something also like theirs.
Have you proven that to yourself? What have you done to prove that to yourself?
We've talked about it before in real life. I'm with Darius. Like we've heard of it before. We're not new to this. Sorry, you peasant.
We've been there, done that.
Sorry, peasant. We've been, but no.
He has a 07.
And then, and we talked about it, and someone was going through what the signs were, and they're like, "You're actually pretty emotionally intelligent," and I am, but I don't know if it comes off. It comes off as like a very dick, nonchalant type with me. You know what I mean? Because I just don't really care about too much.
Yeah.
But I think I'm pretty good at emotionally. Now, there's times, again, I'm not trying to be perfect, but when I'm not, I'm really not. It's hard.
So here's a good question for us, and we're all trying to be open about. How do you feel like you display your lack of emotion intelligence? Like what area?
Anger.
So anger, but how does that anger? How is that anger
Projected.
being displayed? Yeah.
It totally depends. It's no one way. I'll cuss your ass out, punch you in your face, talk shit.
Let's not do that.
But I mean, but it could be something as simple as me just being petty or me just never talking to you again, or go fuck your friend. I mean, it just totally depends.
Damn. Okay. Look, I don't think you had.
Stay away from my friends. You get mad. Come here.
Did I say that out loud? Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Yes, that was very vocal.
What about you, Marcel?
Me, I would say,
Punch niggas the movie theater.
That was a long time ago. Once again, I would say I'm very I don't take a lot of stuff serious nowadays, so I play too much. So like if something was to like irritate me or get under my skin, like I probably just like not take it serious. And as far as that being a bad thing, I believe that in some circumstances it is, because of the fact that something could, be bothering me, but I'm just joking around with it, not acknowledging the fact how I feel, and that can escalate to other things. So that's something that I feel like other people could possibly be struggling with too. So it is what it is, Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're one of these individuals that are not emotionally intelligent,
like myself,
DJ
like
said,
yourself.
I think so. Taj said, I think I'm.
You think that's a no. That's a no.
See, I usually wouldn't agree with Damien, but I'm on the same wavelength, except actually he's trying to punch people in the face too.
See,
putting my hands on people, women specifically, at the moment.
Wait, what?
Except.
Why did you read it like that?
Yeah, because now I realize what he's saying. So I need to make sure I go back. Sorry, Taj, because I did not want it.
What the hell?
What he's saying
is not beating women,
putting
people.
my hands on women. So yeah,
You're gonna have Taj in jail by noon. Be locked up by noon.
Especially
Those,
women.
right. Shit.
oh, snick.
We got a special rule for y'all.
God damn. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if you're somebody that is experiencing a lack of emotional intelligence, I don't know. Go fucking read a book. I mean, figure that shit out. Google something. I mean, it's not hard, man. And one of the things I think is a big factor, just listen to people, man. I think us as people, we're all selfish. Some more than others, but we're all selfish, and we all think that we're right. And I think one of the things that will help us about being emotionally intelligent, especially as men, We have to understand that we're not always right, and there's other ways to do things. And as a man, which I think is something that we really, hold our chest to, we want to be that dominant. We want to be that leader. And sometimes we have to understand that we don't have it all together at times. And sometimes we have to understand how to listen. And I know when it comes to different things, that's my problem sometimes. Like, I don't like to listen all the time. And yeah, I know a lot of dumb people, so I don't listen to them either. But that's a whole other conversation. But I mean, at the end of the day, let's all work on our emotional intelligence. Stop punching people with popcorn.
It was just the bag,
yeah, and I'll stop beating people up when I get really mad.
Listen, I'm perfect, so I ain't got nothing. No.
What do you want to leave us with, sir? What do you want to leave us with?
So my thing is, one of the places I think people don't pay attention to the exploiter of emotional immaturity is social media. And we got to be careful with social media because its whole, what I want to say, the algorithm that it uses to determine what kind of material, what it's going to show, what it's going to put on your
newsfeed.
Yeah, on your feed. A lot of it, that algorithm is based on the negative stuff, and so it causes a lot of people to do and think in a way that is not very emotionally intelligent or emotionally mature responses, because it's looking for the ignorant responses.
Well, that's the thing. On that, first of all, you saw him struggling with that technology talk. That's a whole Android right there talking to you, for one.
Is it a virus? He has a virus. Sorry,
as a whole, yeah, he was
AOL.
Actually,
but spell it.
When it comes to that, Adidas. When it comes to stuff like that, though, I think that there's a lot of just ignorant people out there, though. When you talk about algorithms,
but remember what I said? It's, and I'm saying this.
And I agree with you. Yeah. Okay. But that's the thing, though. Social media wouldn't be as if social media exists in a world where everyone was smart. Social media, social media wouldn't work. It wouldn't work, right? Social media and the news, it only benefits
lazy people,
idiots,
and then unintelligent people.
All right, that was just random off what you said. I agree with everything you said. That was just me.
So I'm done. Go. Yeah.
What do you got? What do you got? What do you want to leave us with, sir?
I guess just to sum it all up, as far as like emotional intelligence as a whole, I would say that it's something that I think we all should try to like find a understanding about, at least, even if we don't have this whole theory or method of practicing it. I think we all should find some type of knowledge of it and try to practice it, whether that be with friends, family, loved ones, whatever. I think it benefit everybody, as far as like even with like career choices and people you choose to be around. Having that understanding of emotional intelligence and how to practice it will put you in certain positions that will benefit you for the long run, instead of punching people in the movie theaters.
So, with that being said, thank you. Oh, you know what? Yes or no? Are men identified? And this is, I'm asking you, Marcel. Are men? Well, I'm gonna figure out how to say it. So I want everyone to listen to this. No, real talk. I want everyone to listen to this, and maybe we can figure out a better way to address this on the next show. Okay. Are men identified by their anger? Does our ability to be aggressive and angry, is that what defines us as a man?
No.
Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Oh.
Don't answer that. That'll be something we'll start off next show with.
I'll go into more detail next time.
Yeah. So once again, everyone, thank y'all for tuning in to Socially Irresponsible, the podcast. That is IRSPNSBL, the podcast. Once again, thank you for tuning in. We're out this piece. Bye.
Peace.